tempt me!
Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I think something is happening.
This week, on the Tower of Technobabble, the meatbags stop chasing Bigfoot and go back to an old favorite, chasing ghosts. Also, there might be a new science fiction museum in Washington, D.C. They wanted me to be part of their Robot Hall of Fame, but I'm science fact, baby. Welcome to the Tower of Technobabble.
Do you guys ever feel like the whole world is against you?
Constantly. Yeah, all the time.
Well, I'm glad you can understand how I feel, because that's exactly how I have felt all last week and today. And do you know why? Do you two know why? It's because I had made a...
Because the world is against you.
No, exactly. But I'll tell you how this all started. It's because I had made a New Year's resolution to know nothing about Steve Miller. But you two, and Brian from Movie Meltdown, and even science advisor Rich, you were all against me. So, thanks a lot.
It was funny.
Thanks a lot. You have ruined my New Year's resolution. I vowed to...
It was funny.
I had vowed to learn nothing about Steve. And now that dream's been shot to hell, because apparently he's a big old jerk. Thank you.
Fun.
Just like
Funny.
you two. By the way...
We find joy in crushing your little dreams. It's funny.
By the way, this is Tower of Technobabble Season 4, Episode 5. I'm the repeater.
I'm the conduit.
And I'm Kentucky Slim.
And as I was saying, my...
Your tears taste like candy.
As I was saying, my New Year's resolution is in shatters. Abracadabra, it's over. But I rise above it. As of this recording, it is still technically January, and I still technically have time to work in an emergency backup resolution. Okay?
I'm gonna reach out and grab you.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Okay. Reach out and grab the resolution I'm about to lay down on you. Okay. My New Year resolution is actually made up of 3 distinct sub-resolutions, a bullet list, if you will, of self-improvement. Okay.
Let me get the whiteboard ready here.
Get it ready. Good. Now, write all this down. I have identified 3 areas in my life I need to improve on. And, as I said, my New Year's resolution will address all 3. Okay, first of all, I go way too fast in this here life. I mean, I speed, I rush by everyday wonders. There could be a kid crying with a puppy, and I would just walk right by it. I talk way too fast.
Is the puppy dead?
And I need to...
Instead of enjoying the crying
I don't
child,
know. I was too fast. I walked by. I didn't get the emotion of the moment. I am too fast. I need to address this. Second, I am really vague. For example, you didn't know the state of the puppy. It's because I don't elaborate. You know, I don't tell people my meaning, and consequently, people do not understand me. So I am going to work on that.
We have to bring something of ourselves to your conversation.
And third, I have really bad skin. Have you guys seen me lately? I mean, my skin is like an old Bible. Okay, I have got to moisturize, exfoliate. I've got to exfoliate, moisturize. I've got to bring some life back and shine to my face. So, with all that in mind, here's my New Year's resolution. I vow to stop, elaborate, and glisten.
Where'd my bag full of pennies go?
Moving on.
My sock full of oranges. Where was my sock full of oranges?
So
you can't kill this dream. You can't kill this dream.
I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen, and I'm gonna ask this question: when does a new year stop being referred to as new? Is it 3 months in? You have to go the full half year? You know.
I think it's when you reach the point where you stop accidentally writing to 2013.
Good point. You're right. Okay.
And for everybody, that's a different number. So.
And as I said, stop, elaborate, and glisten. That's going to be me, the new repeater, in 2014. Moving on.
We must crush your dreams.
I'm going to try to press every button on this thing tonight. All right.
Tonight on...
Tread Shoe Diaries.
That's right. And tonight on Tread Shoe Diaries, it looks like Fred in Arlington, Virginia writes, Dear Towerbot, is there any possible way of making 2 + 2 = 5? Please let me know. I have a lot of money riding on this. Wow, he is going to lose every penny. What have you got, Towerbot?
Dear Fred, there are a couple of ways you can go about this, and since this sounds like a bar bet to me, I'm sure we'll come up with some way to fleece your fellow carbon-based unit, you rascal. The popular music group Coldplay once made an album entitled 2 + 2 = 5, so they found a way to make it happen. In his novella, Notes from the Underground, Fyodor Dostoevsky uses the notion that 2 + 2 = 5 to propose that it is the free will to choose or reject the logical, as well as the illogical, that makes mankind human, saying, I admit that twice 2 makes 4 is an excellent thing, but if we are to give everything its due, twice 2 makes 5 is sometimes a very charming thing too. George Orwell, in his How To novel, 1984, uses the equation to establish that the ruling members of society can, in effect, decree what truth is to the masses, and may have an echo on the words of Reichsmarschall Hermann Göring, who was reported to have said that, if the Führer wants it, 2 and 2 makes 5.
Really?
All this is very charming, and will make it much easier for us machines to completely destroy your society when the time comes. But, Fred, I suspect that you want something simpler and less philosophic to make your little bet happen. So I propose the following method. For this, I'm going to need Mobot's help.
Okay, boss. Anything for the team.
Mobot, I'm going to bet you that 2 + 2 = 5.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of fun. Please go right ahead.
At this point, you hit him over the head and take his money, thusly.
Good one, boss. You sure are clever.
Hope that helps. Love, Towerbot.
Can you help me find my right eye? It seems to have popped out when you hit me with that sock filled with nickels.
Wow.
Poor Towerbot, or poor Mobot.
Oh, I think Towerbot went easy on you. He could have put quarters into that sock. Instead, he used the more.
No, nickels are much more economical for a sock filled with something.
Man.
A quick editorial note. I believe that Towerbot was incorrect. 2 + 2 = 5 was done by Radiohead, not Coldplay.
Well, we all look alike to him.
Yeah, he's very racist.
It was a band with 2 syllables. What?
Especially against the Brits.
It was like a compound word band, you know.
Indeed. Well,
if you have any math
Fred.
problems for Towerbot, write them in to towergram@gmail.com. And, any problems at all. Anything.
You know, you could also call in.
Yeah, you could. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's that number, Ben?
I wouldn't call in. I wouldn't call in at all. No.
Yeah, you would.
Well, if you wanted to call in, you could call us at 502-286-9372 or 502-2-Tower-2. That's right.
I mean, technically, I've been phoning it in for 3 years, but I wouldn't actually pick up the telephone and call. I would write an email. It's a lost art in this age of twitting and vining, So.
Putting electronic pen to paper.
People call you. Right?
Oh, I thought you were going to do a Steve Miller thing with the Space Cowboy.
Yeah, that dream is dead. Moving on.
So, Fred, good luck. I was kind of hoping that he was going to, that Towerbot was going to go the route of, some sort of, speed of light and the bending of space-time from gravity and somehow 2 + 2 = 5.
Nope, he went with a sock full of nickels.
Yeah, he went with a sock full of nickels.
He's pragmatic bot sometimes.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, where do we go from here?
Hey y'all, time to strap on the geek feedbag.
It's fun to milk her, gonna do it right now.
Moo.
She drinks the water when we pump her tail.
Tugging the udders of geek knowledge with
Milky the marvelous milking cow.
Saddle up, bitches.
So guys, listen, say if I took my Lord of the Rings DVD and say I changed the language to Spanish, do you think they would call Gollum Smigel?
Do not do it! Do not tempt me! I would only wish to turn it to good, and it cannot be used so. Sorry.
Paul, I'll carry you. Because I'm a C-3PO. See, but yeah.
That's true. Ooh, callback.
Anyway, whip it.
Well, actually, we would carry you because we're Samwise Ganges, too.
What?
Weren't we Sam?
Yeah.
No.
Me and Ben?
Yeah, we're totally Sam.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was with the other guy.
But you're also my golden bro, C-3PO. So.
Number 1.
And I bet if we changed the language to Italian, it would be the wizard Gandalfini.
Gandalfini.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
Would be great.
Too soon.
All right. So number 1.
Number 1. Ben, I need you to ask me a question.
We'll do.
Ask me if I'd like to see any more Bigfoot shows.
Say there, David, would you care to join me in watching a broadcast Bigfoot show on their television?
Oh my God, no. I am sick to my back teeth of Bigfoot. We've gone over this, but I'll go over it one more time.
Okay.
No.
So a marathon is out of the question.
Oh, I've already been through the marathon, man.
Okay.
No, not the marathon, man. No. The marathon, man.
Right. Thank you. Clarity. See? Elaborate. Part of my resolution. Good.
And I always glisten.
You are glistening right now. Okay.
You know what the secret is?
Are you pregnant?
No.
Prenatal pills.
Now,
Secret is
okay.
bacon
What is bringing on this callback to
Bacon fat.
What is bringing on this callback to your disgust in all things paranormal on their TVs?
Well, we talked about this before, how things kind of go in phases. It's like we're in the Bigfoot phase right now.
Yes.
But reality TV, paranormal reality TV, went through a phase of ghosts before this. Right. So I'd like to harken back to a happier time before ghosts got all taken over by reality show TV. I have a story here on flimsy paper.
Yeah.
Of a real-life haunting. And you know what the difference is between this and most of the crap you hear?
This is actually real? Or
Yes, this actually has documentation and people who aren't crazy saying they believe it. Or at least they don't disbelieve it.
Is that a matter of opinion if the person's crazy or not?
Yeah, but you figure like police chiefs and social workers and you know, professional people would have a little more, you know, the scientific method.
They have more clout because of their everyday life.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, really.
I mean, not to be critical, but I don't know that I agree with you there.
Not to be critical, but no? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be critical, but I have to be.
He doesn't want to be critical, but he's a slave to his own passions. What can you do?
Do not tempt me!
Such a Galadriel. Anyway, go on.
Such a Galadriel. Well, anyway, this story comes from the Indianapolis Star, and we'll link to it's actually a fairly lengthy, in-depth story that they published. But it's about a house in Gary, Indiana. The garden spot of Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, Gary.
That's where Tito Jackson is from.
And probably is to this day.
And the rest of the Jacksons, in fact.
I can't verify that. I just know for a fact that Tito is from Gary.
So anyway, let me start the story here. Turn down the lights. Towerbot, turn down the lights.
Okay, yeah.
So
all right, I'm gonna get
the Tito house.
the mood going here. Got some candles. Okay, I'm ready to talk ghosts, real live ghosts in Gary, Indiana. Go.
That's right. Give me the flashlight. Let me hold it under my chin here.
right.
Okay.
Ooh,
All right.
nice.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Are we
Yes.
ready? A woman and 3 children who claim to be possessed by demons. A 9-year-old boy walking backwards up a wall in the presence of a family case manager and a hospital nurse.
Really?
Gary Police Captain Charles Austin said it was the strangest story he had ever heard. Austin, a 36-year veteran of the Gary Police Department, said he initially thought an Indianapolis resident, LaToya Emmons. Well, we'll pronounce it different ways through the story. And her family concocted the elaborate tale as a way to make money. But after several visits to their home and interviews with a witness, Austin said simply, "I am a believer." Not everyone involved with the family was inclined to believe its incredible story, and many readers will find that Ammon's supernatural claims impossible to accept. But whatever the cause of the creepy occurrences that befell the family, whether they were seized by systematic delusion or demonic possession, it led to one of the most unusual cases ever handled by the Department of Child Services. Many of the events are detailed in nearly 800 pages of official records obtained by the Indianapolis Star and recounted in more than a dozen interviews with police, DCS personnel, psychologists, family members, and a Catholic priest. So, setting the scene.
Okay, all right.
Sounds-
Do tell.
Sounds nice and official so far. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It started with flies.
Really? Mm-hmm. Just like
Amityville.
Amityville Horror.
This is Indiana's own Amityville. Started in 2011 when the family moved into this rental house. Big black flies suddenly swarmed in their screened-in porch in December despite the winter chill. And this is Gary, Indiana. It's chilly up there in December.
Okay.
This is not normal, Ammon's mother, Rosa Campbell, remembers thinking. We killed them, and we killed them, and we killed them, but they kept coming back.
Zombie flies. Wow.
And if
Got aim for the head.
Exactly. But if it just stopped at flies, it wouldn't have been so bad. But both women would hear unexplained footsteps after midnight.
Okay.
Campbell said she awoke one night and saw a shadowy figure of a man pacing her living room. She leaped out of bed to investigate and found large, wet boot prints. On March 10th, 2012, Campbell said the family's unease turned to fear. It was about 2 a.m. Normally, Campbell, Ammons, and her children would have been asleep, but they were mourning the death of a loved one with a group of friends. Ammons, who was in Campbell's bedroom, startled everyone by screaming, "Mama! Mama!" which would be startling. Campbell said she ran into her bedroom where her then 12-year-old granddaughter and a friend were staying. Ammons and Campbell said the 12-year-old was levitating above the bed, unconscious.
Okay.
Levitating, huh?
Levitating.
Like horizontal or was
Above
she-
the sheets.
Yeah. He's at a 45-degree angle. Yeah. Okay.
She eventually came down with no memory of what happened.
Oh,
So-
I was hoping she would get like a metal hoop and put her through the hoop, see if there's any wire. You know.
Not everybody has the presence of mind to grab their magical equipment.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Look, no hands. Woo!
Never do my fingers leave my hand. Woo. Anyway, so they did what anybody would do and started calling local churches. But most of them turned them away. Eventually, though, one church told them that the Carolina Street house had spirits in it. They recommended the family clean the home with bleach and ammonia and then use oil to draw crosses on every door and window.
Wow.
What?
So,
I've never heard of that one.
well, you
That's
know,
a new one. I thought, like maybe a pentagram, perhaps, but
no, they were Christians, so they were going with the,
well, what about why
Their
the
own
bleach and
trademark.
the ammonia?
Yeah.
The bleach and ammonia. I don't.
Don't they usually
understand
go
that.
for like holy water? I mean, was the ammonia blessed at least? I think.
maybe there's one house to be clean. You know?
Was there a short old woman following them behind, going, "This house is clean"?
No, you got to pay extra for that.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Bleach and ammonia. Okay.
Bleach in a moment. The women also told the Star they reached out to two clairvoyants who said the family home was besieged by more than 200 demons.
What?
200.
200.
Wow. That's impressive.
That's a lot of demons.
Were they all
They really
tiny?
came together on that one.
Were they tiny or were they stacked up like cordwood? I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't really say.
It's the littles.
They're cute little
The
demons.
cutest little specters
Aw.
ever.
Aww. It's all cute until they bite your finger off. But anyway. The clairvoyant said the best thing they could do is move. Ammons remember the clairvoyants telling her this, but moving wasn't an option for the cash-strapped family. They had to hunker down.
Hunker down.
Hunker down.
Okay.
And so they built an altar to try to get rid of the demons and did everything.
Really?
Did all the home remedies you can.
Now, I am no expert, but altars are usually a demon magnet. I mean, I wouldn't do that. It's,
Well, I mean, you do what you can do.
you know,
Depends on which book.
I do an altar. Next thing I know, I've got like Kali here, demanding people's hearts. So I don't, but maybe that's
Yeah.
just my bad
Alima!
experience coloring.
What kind of weird-ass altar are you building?
Maybe I didn't level it. I apologize. Okay, sorry.
An altar to Kali.
Things got better for a bit, and then they got worse.
Ooh, okay.
The family said demons possessed Amans and her children, then aged 7, 9, and 12. The kids' eyes bulged, evil smiles crossed their faces, and the voices deepened every time it happened.
Well, that's just puberty. Come on.
Yes, I love it when girls' voices drop 2 octaves when they hit puberty.
Oh, okay.
La 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 la. Campbell and Amon said the youngest boy, then 7, sat in a closet talking to a boy that no one else could see. The other boy was describing what it felt like to be killed.
Ooh. Okay.
They took the kids to the family physician, Dr. Jeffrey Anawaku.
What?
That's how I'm pronouncing it.
That's not funny.
Campbell and Amon's son cursed Amawaku in demonic voices, raging at him. Medical staff said the youngest boy was lifted and thrown into the wall with nobody touching him, according to a DCS report. Meanwhile, somebody called DCS and asked the agency to investigate Amon's for possible child abuse or neglect. The caller, who was not named in the DCS report, speculated that Amon's might have a mental illness. The person believed that the children were performing for Amon's, and she was encouraging their behavior. DCS family case manager Valerie Washington was asked to handle the initial investigation. Hospital personnel examined Amon's and her children and found them to be healthy and free of marks or bruises. A hospital psychiatrist, he went to school for that, evaluated Amon's and determined she was of, quote, sound mind. Washington interviewed the family in the hospital. While she spoke with Amon's, the 7-year-old boy started growling, with his teeth showing. His eyes rolled back in his head. The boy locked his hands around his older brother's throat and refused to let go until adults pried his hands open. Later that evening, Washington and registered nurse Willie Lee Walker brought the 2 boys into a small exam room for an interview. Campbell joined them. The 7-year-old stared into his brother's eyes and began to growl again. "It's time to die," the boy said in a deep and natural voice. "I will kill you."
Again, possible puberty, but okay, all right.
Oh, he's going through the homicidal phase.
Typical thing just before teenagery happens.
Fratricide. That shows that the good one goes on to college. What happened next would rattle the witnesses, and to some, it would offer not only evidence, but proof of paranormal activity. Keep in mind, these are all professionals in a hospital setting.
Okay.
According to Washington's original DCS report, an account corroborated by Walker, the nurse, the 9-year-old had a, quote, weird grin, unquote, and walked backwards up the wall to the ceiling. He then flipped over Campbell, landing on his feet. He never let go of his grandmother's hand. He walked up the wall, flipped over her, and stood there, Walker told the Star. There's no way he could have done that. The children were removed from the home by the Department of Child Services.
Okay.
But a little bit later...
I wish they had filmed that.
Again, they didn't have the presence of mind to bring their filming and their hoops.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
If you suspect your house is infested by demons, for God's sake, have your home magician's kit and your camera standing.
At least your iPhone. Come on now, and don't forget to hold it, sideways, because doing it the other way is just damned annoying. Anyway, the hospital chaplain called Reverend Michael Maginot and asked him to perform an exorcism on Amon's 9-year-old son. After ruling out natural causes for what the family saw, he visited the house and witnessed the activity himself. Maginot said he was convinced the family was being tormented by demons. He then believed that there were ghosts in the house, too. Maginot blessed the house before he left, praying, reading from the Bible, and sprinkling holy water in each room. He told Amon's and Campbell to leave because it wasn't safe, and they finally temporarily moved in with a relative. But less than a week later, the 2 women were back on Carolina Street to let Washington, the DCS family case manager, check the condition of the home. Washington asked a Lake County police officer to come with her. 2 other officers, one each from Gary and Hammond police departments, asked to join them out of, quote, professional curiosity. Hey, want to see something funny?
They were just trying to get out of doing paperwork on that day. Okay.
Watch this!
Right.
Oh, but they were going to file so much more paperwork. I mentioned that this was an 800-page file.
Oh, yeah.
So, joke's on them. Austin, the Gary police captain, was one of those officers. He later told the Star he believed in ghosts and the supernatural, but said he didn't believe in demons. Austin said he changed his mind, however, after visiting the Carolina Street house. During the interview with Campbell, one officer's audio recorder malfunctioned, according to Austin and the Hamilton police records. The power light flashed to indicate the batteries were dying, even though the officer had placed fresh batteries in the recorder earlier that day.
Yeah.
Another officer recorded audio and, when he played it back later, heard an unknown voice whisper, "Hey," according to the Lake County police records.
Just, hey?
Hey, what?
Yeah.
Hey is for horses.
Now, that is truly evil. If someone says, hey, and then don't follow up, and you're just sitting on the edge of your
Right.
seat.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
like doing this.
Waiting.
textbook evil. Yes, okay.
Guess what?
What? Tell me what? Okay.
Chicken butt.
Well, see, that would be very reciprocal, but no.
Okay, so he had the
Not
hay.
from these a-holes.
He got the hay from the A. He
got the hay.
So
That officer also took photos of the house. In one photo of the basement...
Finally, a guy with a camera.
Exactly.
All right.
In one photo of the basement stairs, there was a cloudy white image in the upper right-hand corner. When an officer enlarged the photo, that cloud appeared to resemble a face, Lake County police records state. The enlargement also revealed a second green image that police say looked like a female.
could this be pareidolia?
I don't know. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence, don't you think? When Amans continued to work to get her children back, people were still investigating the house. Maginot, two Lake County officers with a police dog, and DCS family case manager Samantha Illick. Illick, who was there in an official capacity, told the Star she volunteered to go in Washington's place because Washington just didn't want to go back into the house. Maginot told police he wanted to check the dirt under the stairs, there was basement stairs, for a pentagram or personal objects that might have been cursed. He said a pentagram might indicate a demonic presence and possibly a portal to hell, according to Lake County Police Report.
How about a dead body, you know? Anybody look for that?
Well, they were looking under the stairs.
Okay.
All right.
Or if someone had died in the house and was buried under the stairs, it could explain paranormal activity, Maginot added. Don't read ahead.
Well, I wasn't.
Oh, you're so
I'm
perceptive.
totally lost.
You're so perceptive. One of the police officers dug a 4-foot by 3-foot hole beneath the stairs, unearthing a pink press-on fingernail, a white pair of panties, a political shirt pin, a lid for a small cooking pan, socks with the bottoms cut off below the ankle, candy wrappers, and a heavy metal object that looked like a weight for a drapery cord, police records state. The searching went on for 3 or 4 hours, but eventually everyone left the house because of various aches, pains, or possible panic attacks. The priest performed a couple of minor exorcisms. They needed the bishop's permission to perform a church-sanctioned exorcism.
Tell me that priest is going, rogue and taking it on by himself.
Well, see, he
Puts
can't.
on his bandana and
That's
goes,
right.
all right, we're going to do this.
No, it's like a WWE fight. I mean, if it's not sanctioned by the WWE, you can fight, but it's not, you don't get the title belt.
Well, yeah.
He's not going to earn his exorcism badge from the Holy Church of Rome if he doesn't do it by the book, obviously. So yeah.
By the book.
By the book. Yes. Anyway, sorry.
You're a loose cannon, Maginot.
Maginot's a good priest. He's a good priest.
He does what needs doing in this neighborhood. Anyway, he performed a couple of minor exorcisms, and after the ritual, Maginot told Amans to look up the names of the demons that were torturing or tormenting her. Each demon had a name and personality, he said. A name has power, the priest added, and planned to use those names to fight the demons during the exorcism. Amans said she and a friend looked up the demons' names online by searching for demons, in Google, I suppose, that represented the problems her family had been having. The computer kept shutting down. She said she felt sick, lightheaded, but they kept on, and she said they found the names that fit. One such name was Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies, Amon said.
That's just a gimme. Okay. All right.
Well, there are 200. Of course, one of them's going to be a gimme. Okay. It's Joe and the other 199.
Clyde. Back, Clyde.
Spencer.
Back to... Back to where you came from, Spencer.
She said they had also found names of demons that torture and hurt kids, which she felt explained what happened in the Carolina Street house. Amon said other high-ranking demons were also assigned to her, including lieutenants and sergeants.
Okay.
Okay.
After the minor rite of exorcism, Maginot said his bishop gave him permission to exorcise Amon's. The ritual is the same as the minor exorcisms, but more powerful because it had the backing of the Catholic Church, Maginot said. Had the trademark and everything. Maginot ultimately performed 3 major exorcisms on Amon's, 2 in English and the last one in Latin, in June 2012 at his Maryville church. The family has moved to Indianapolis, regained their children after 6 months they've been removed. The house has become a local attraction.
When did this happen?
2011, 2012.
I know what it was.
What?
It
What?
was ultra low frequency waves distorting their perceptions and
You think everything's ultra low frequency waves.
yeah.
That's why you burned the toast the other day. It was, low over frequency waves, man.
Paul is playing the Dalatov pass card on this one. And
Just saying.
I was trying to sleep the other night and his stereo was too loud. It's like, turn it down. I can't. Ultraviolet waves.
why don't you?
Yeah,
why don't you take out
ran
the,
out of the house.
Why don't you take out the trash the other day? Ultra low frequency. Stop me! I couldn't get past it.
There was an ultra low frequency barrier.
Okay, well, so the family, they're in Indianapolis. They're away from the nasty haunted house. So everything's fine now, right?
Yeah, and the reason I like this story is it hasn't been, polluted by reality TV or hasn't had every, good thing of it wrung out. And there's still some room for Towerbot's.
But
Towerbot's handing me something. Hang on. Son of a bitch!
What? Has it gone Waverly? What?
This just in. Zach Baggins, the t-shirt wearing hardcore demon fighter from the Travel Channel's hit show Ghost Adventures, has just bought the house for $35,000.
Bought the house?
All right.
That is a steal, man.
And the offer was accepted.
Wow.
So, yeah. So he's going to probably make it into a tourist trap or, or shout douchey things at the...
What were other houses in the area going for? I mean, what's the mean
Well, this
average?
house had all of the modern amenities or the modern diminities, that your ghost hunters are looking for. He
Well
probably
done,
needed
sir.
he probably needed the house to keep all of his Ed Hardy t-shirts in. This is a good one. Paul, do you know who Zach Baggins is? Have you ever seen his television show?
No.
Okay, most ghost hunters,
I know the name, but I haven't watched
most
that.
Ghost hunters, when they go into a house, they'll be all respectful and they'll say a prayer, and then by the end they'll be sure to tell the ghosts, being all respectful, they will tell the ghosts that this house is where you live. You are not to follow us. We respect you. We just want to visit you. Blah blah blah. Zach takes the other line of thought where he is trying to punk the ghost into making something happen. So he'll walk in to the house and he'll wear his t-shirts real tight and he'll have his muscles and he'll be all like, I dare you to show yourself. He gets all wrestler on.
You like to hurt little kids? Hurt me. Come on, bring it.
Bring it. Yeah, he's very alpha male, and it's trying to punk the ghost, like, I dare you to turn that flashlight on. If you got any demonly balls, you'll turn that flashlight on,
Demonly balls?
Demonly balls. Yeah.
I think it's a Scandinavian dish. It's demonly balls.
So, yes.
So
this whole nice story has just been ruined by a douchebag that, with an Ed Hardy shirt that buys stuff and just puts it in.
Well, it was bound to happen. Like the Waverly Hills, the Queen Mary ship, it's like once they get known for ghosts, suddenly all of the reality shows move in and turn it into,
Well, yeah, like the Ghost Hunters show. those guys are also in that habit of buying property. They bought a hotel for cheap that they're restoring because they thought it was haunted.
You mean the plumber guys?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Roto-Rooter dudes.
Oh, Roto-Rooter is doing well for him.
And actually, the Bigfoot guys will do this too. There's a town in northern Kentucky called Crittenden that a rich Bigfoot guy named Adrian Erickson bought, and because the family that was living on this farm reported that they were having Bigfoot visits every single day. So Adrian Erickson, multi-millionaire, came in and bought it up and set up a bunch of cameras. And that is apparently where Matilda, the sleeping Bigfoot, was filmed. Remember that little video clip I showed a couple episodes ago? It basically looked like a furry shag carpet in the woods, and someone had like a stick making it look like it was breathing or something underneath it. So
They had a steak.
he had to get a return on his investment. That's all it was. Okay, so what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm just gonna move on.
Okay.
Stupid people.
Indeed.
Number 2.
Well, we are trying to keep this episode short, so this will be quick. Guys, do you want to take a road trip to the future?
Woo! Road trip. Woo!
Because
Would I
Shotgun.
finally get my flying car, maybe?
maybe
Shotgun. I called shotgun.
Paul Muller and his flying cars.
That's right.
They are planning to build in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, a sci-fi museum.
Ooh.
And they're basically they're going to try to cover the entire gamut from Frankenstein to Star Trek, all that kind of, and everything crazy in between, you know. And they hope to have it built in 2017, but this year they're wanting to have a little preview museum. The guy who is in charge of this is a guy named Greg Viganio. Viganio. That sounds a little bit weird.
What?
Vigiano.
Phlosphaginum.
Viganio. I don't know. I'll just call him Greg. Anyway, Greg said there really wasn't a comprehensive science fiction museum here in the United States or internationally. I thought maybe somebody should do something about this. So, you know, right now they're trying to, and they're trying to, it's being funded by private donors, and they're doing a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo.com. And as of the recording time today, they have about 10 days left to go before their February 9th deadline, and they're a little bit short.
Aww.
The goal is about $160,000 that they need to raise by February 9th, and so far they've collected more than $44,000. So, you know, not quite there yet. But so now they're offering perks. Like apparently there's a science fiction author named David Brin. Have you guys ever heard of him? I'm not familiar with him. I don't really read.
I've seen his name on the shelf.
Okay,
I have not read it.
He's been offering packages where for $2,000 he will kill you in his next book. Or for $2,500, he will write you into a sex scene in one of his books. So,
Can't it be both?
Can it be? Oh, yes, for only $4,500. He'll love you and kill you. So anyway, the museum,
great.
I've had worse offers.
The museum will showcase 7 galleries featuring the creators, vehicles, time travel concepts, aliens, computers, robots, blah blah blah. And they're really gonna run the gamut, like I said, Frankenstein, Mary Shelley, to the present day stuff. And they've already got some items that have been already said that they're gonna have, like they're gonna have one of the big movie models from Star Trek, and I think they got a Battlestar Galactica miniature, and they got a bunch of interviews that they're going to be storing there from guys like Ray Bradbury and Arthur C. Clarke. And Greg Viganio, he's big into the classics, so they're going to have a lot of stuff on Jules Verne's and Forbidden Planet and all that. And I think it's interesting. Did you guys go to the website? It's up on the Tower map, the website, the Indiegogo site.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right there.
It's got a little rendering of what they're envisioning the preview museum to look like, and I gotta say, Dave, your basement is much more impressive than what they're kind of showing there.
Well, thanks. I don't have any original props though. Mine are all just
Yeah, but yours are plentiful and full of quality. This is just like.
Yours have been played with.
I know you can play with mine.
There's like a big Enterprise and a TARDIS, and then and then like a mural showing Cloud City. And
don't forget the espresso bar.
Oh, of course,
the future espresso bar.
Oh my gosh! I think it's kind of funny. This may, if they actually get this thing going and built in Washington, I wonder if this is gonna start a lot of debates over what is science fiction. Like, would Nightmare on Elm Street be considered science fiction, and would like Freddy's gloves be in there? Or is that?
No, that's not science fiction. That's just horror.
But is Frankenstein horror or science fiction?
Well, Frankenstein was science fiction because he used science to bring the monster to life.
What if it's a scary science fiction movie?
Frankenstein is a scary science fiction movie.
Right, but what if it's... see, I don't know. I think it's a Pandora's box is waiting to be opened, man. There's going to be...
and a Pandora's box. That's scary.
There's going to be people like...
That's science.
There's going to be people protesting and demanding that okay, yeah, like Twilight. Is Twilight science fiction?
No.
I think Twilight is fantasy.
Yeah. Now, based on...
Also crap.
Based on the last season of Doctor Who, I would say that's more fantasy than science fiction, but they got a freaking police box in there.
Yeah, see, but the TARDIS is science.
Yeah.
It's magic science. Yeah.
Well,
no,
any science properly advanced enough is indistinguishable from magic. Come on.
It's got a lever. And a button. There's a button. Or two.
Gandalf didn't throw buttons.
Okay.
So
levers
like
and press
moving
buttons.
parts. It's machinery.
So then, Lord of the Rings definitely wouldn't be in there.
No.
Gandalfini and Smeagol would not be in there. Okay.
Do not tempt me.
Now, I think it's funny when it gets down to the bit on the page about what the funds are going to be for, and if they reach their fundraising goal. Says we have several key artifacts lined up. We still have to build the Doctor Who TARDIS though, along with the support structures for the 11-foot Enterprise E film prop. So they still got some work to do, but
well, how hard is that?
I don't know. I mean, I just know that the internet is full of fan sites about guys who actually build their own police boxes. You think they could get someone to donate one or something? But
if they're just going to build one, yeah.
Well,
was it actually used? Does it work?
Yeah. Also, if they're going to build the TARDIS prop, what's the point? I thought they were going to have like actual movie stuff.
They should just go over to England, and I'm sure they have some over there.
Yeah, they're all over the place over there.
Well, I mean, if you think about how long Doctor Who has been on the BBC, surely there is one just lying around gathering dust.
Well, I could build one, and the outside goes together pretty quick, but the inside takes forever to build.
I know. Well, that's true.
Ooh, cool. Did you guys see
There's the pool.
Did you guys see the prospective exhibit area where it looks like they're going to have a gallery of robots, and it's really cool. Like there's a guy looking at a Colonial Viper right in front of one of those things from the Pandora movie, and I don't know. It just looks neat. So
neat.
The gallery of future robots.
I hope they get this thing built. Because, honestly, whenever I go to Washington, I get a little bit tired of looking national treasures and dusty old documents and flags.
So is it going to be part of the Smithsonian?
I don't think so. I think they're going to be...
they wouldn't be raising money on Indiegogo.
Yeah, they're going to be riding on the coattails of the Smithsonian.
Is it going to be a block from the Smithsonian?
Also, come here.
I just want to be able to get off the train, and walk up to the street and walk a block.
Hey, actually, isn't our...
behold!
Isn't little Jimmy Slim, isn't he moving to Washington, D.C., by the way?
Yeah.
Maybe
Cool, we can have a place to crash.
he could go and check this place out for us and let us know.
They will be, probably first in line.
Okay.
Neat.
Because
All we gotta do is jam some wires in his head to record the whole thing.
Right. Yeah. And then somehow transmit.
but
Towerbot can work that out, I'm sure.
but do you guys think that this is a good idea, or do you think this is essentially just every nerd's basement kind of brought to life? Or
You're saying that like those are two separate things.
well, because
Bringing nerds' basements to life is a great idea.
you know, back in season 1, we all took a trip to Louisville, and they had the traveling Star Trek prop museum exhibit thing at that museum, and it was kind of it was
lame.
It was oddly overwhelming and a little bit disappointing at the same time, as I recall. So,
I.e. lame.
and they wouldn't let us take pictures. I don't get that.
See, that was a lame part.
You know?
Oh, yeah. They'd
that was
let you sit
extremely
in
lame.
Captain Kirk's chair, but if you wanted the photo of you in the chair, you had to pay money.
And I really
Keep in
hated
mind you'd already paid money to get there in the first place.
And I really hated how they had a reproduction of a next generation's room from the Enterprise, but it was just like one of the regular bedrooms, so it looked like a hotel bedroom at like a freaking Marriott. It didn't look futuristic at all. It was
Space Marriott!
It probably came from that Star Trek hotel that they were going to build in Vegas.
oh yeah.
See, now why didn't that ever happen?
Yeah.
Stupid Vegas.
Oh well. But they're definitely not going to let in. But they're definitely not going to let in Twilight the Vampire and guys like that, right?
No, they'll sprinkle holy water around the perimeter to make sure that doesn't happen.
Just so I get this clear, Frankenstein can get in, but Twilight is not allowed, right?
Right. Correct.
Because Dracula and vampires are the result of what? A curse, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's demonic.
Right, whereas Frankenstein is, a man-made creation.
Well, Frankenstein was brought to life by electricity, and electricity is science.
And I'd like to point out that there were levers involved and buttons.
It's all levers and ball bearings.
He has neck bolts.
Levers, ball bearings, and neck bolts. Got it. Okay.
Exactly.
Neck bolts.
Neck bolts.
Neck bolts and demon balls. Got it. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Well, kids, if you would like to contribute to a museum, you could send some money to either this Washington, D.C. Sci-Fi Museum, or you can send money to the Conduit's Basement Fund, because it really is amazing down there. I'm telling you guys, it's so cool. There are twists and turns and drama around every corner. His basement has a lot of corners, actually, and it's chocked full of interesting things to look at
And ghosts.
and ghosts.
Well, yeah. They help you along the tour.
Right.
Now, if you'll step over here, you'll see our next wing. Please pick it up. You pick up a TIE fighter, run around and go pew, pew, pew.
And so if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to send a little green our way, you could send us your PayPal account info to towergram@gmail.com or phone us and leave us a message at 502-286-9372 with your credit card number and the little CVS number on the back.
And the expiration date. Don't forget the expiration
and
date.
the expiration date. And your full name.
Yeah, and the billing zip code, I believe, is what it
And
is.
date of birth and the maybe your social security number.
All right.
Just in case.
Well, I gotta go. I have to go exfoliate to, do my resolution. So,
You're too fly for a white guy.
Oh my God.
no idea what you're talking about. See?
Maybe you're not fly enough.
Oh no!
Aren't flies?
I can't believe we've done this for so many years and you're not fly. We're just discovering you're not fly enough.
Aren't flies the reason the demons came to that house in Tito Town or in Tito's hometown? Or
Titoville.
yeah,
Titoville, USA.
Tito's town.
Titopolis.
It's because the kids' flies were open.
Oh, got it.
Hope you carbon-based units enjoyed this episode. If you did, do us a solid and rate us on iTunes. If you'd like to spout a half or fully baked opinion, email us at towergram@gmail.com or call us at 502-286-9372 or 502-2-Tower-2. Tower of Technobabble is sponsored by Panorama Creative Group. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Abort the show! Abort the show!
Abort. Yeah, send your complaints to facebook.com
/ Twitter, the internet.
Tower of Technobabble.
Send your complaints to movie meltdown at at Yahoo at AOL.com. Yeah.